Madame, the Estates General brandish the threat of rebellion. There is plotting afoot. They are stirring up the populace. Worse, they are making pacts. A number of representatives of the nobility and the clergy have taken up the cause of the Third Estate. As for my army, there is not a man among them I can trust. That is why I have made new arrangements for you. From now on, the Swiss Guard will no longer be protecting you.
Then who will, my love?
Take a look for yourself. And be assured you are in sturdier hands.
Whatever do you mean? Isn't that Lucia? Monsieur Vaucanson's dancing doll?
Appearances can be deceiving, mesdames. The Count has made extraordinary improvements to this automat.
Aegis, this is Her Majesty the Queen. You are now to serve her. Make sure no harm comes to her and obey the orders she will give you.
Madame, I am at your service.
Bartolessa? He can speak. This makes no sense. This is sorcery.
Make no mistake, mesdames, it is science, which we owe to the work of the Count, and which will soon be made known to the entire world.
convent is over there, up on the hill. Monsieur Lemonier's house is on this road, not far from here. I could pay him a visit to learn more about the death of the poor Dauphin.
Discover them to be vile enemies, from whom it would be vain to expect any compromise. From this day on, I will fight against their interests with all my strength, and will not lay down my arms until the last slave in the Empire has been freed.
Rest assured, then, that the people will fight by your side, Monsieur Raymond.
That's the spirit, my friends. Vive l'égalité!
Why was Eugène de Vaucanson imprisoned in the Bastille?
Once he discovered the king's true intentions, he refused to use his talents to create this abominable army. Eugène did manage to get a letter to me just before he was here. Take it.
Where can I find Athenais?
God only knows. Although I assume this is certainly the only way to keep her spirit, the only way to free her is to find her.
I owe everything to you, Aegis. You, who've broken my chains forever. Whatever happens now, I will be free to live or die for the nation. As for the Marquis de Mirabeau, that criminal whom misfortune chose as my father, let us consider him dead, shall we? Let him choke on loneliness and regret, once and for all.
Trees.
Here. The details about the operation are written in this manifesto.
Madame, I didn't expect so much. The end of Mortier de Lafayette. The executioner has signed his own death warrant. I will now share these revelations with the people's representatives. Long live the Assemblée Nationale.
Marat, ça par exemple. What we have just seen and heard makes us new apostles. From this day on, I will live only to share the good news of this divine manifestation.
Grand bien vous fasse, Monseigneur. We, however, shall focus on more earthly, the fate of the kingdom, and the gruesome destiny of its...
I now agree with him that in the case of abolition, principle must come first.
You know that I share your views on emancipation. It is astonishing that I am never given credit.
Monsieur, I rest my case.
Very well. We must now... I pray that each of us shall respect this decision and set aside our personal interests. Who among you approves the appointment of Monsieur Maximilien de Robespierre?
In your hands.
Very well, madame. I promise that I will use it for one purpose only. To give the people their freedom. When a monarch violates the people's most fundamental rights, insurrection is their most sacred and indispensable duty. But we must be wary of warmongers. who would lead the rebellion in the name of the people, because all they truly want is to become tyrants in turn.
Goodbye, Monsieur de Robespierre.
I give thanks for your ardor, mysterious Galatea. Once again, you have... I give thanks for your ardor, mysterious Galatea. Once again, you have said...
From nothing to nothing!
of help, but it was to no avail. I left a message on my door and went to the hospital, where my attempt to free Pierre quickly met with disaster. If Aegis hadn't answered my call, we would have been done for.
Bless you, ma chère. This time you haven't just freed an innocent man. You have also saved our cause. Thanks to you, there is still hope, and the fight continues. strategy, which needs to be tested. And even a conclusive experiment will not guarantee our success. Where will we find a working cannon? How will we get more vitriol? How will we make more cannonballs? Please, I ask each of you to set to work without delay. Pour la nation, messieurs.
Pour la nation.
Pour la nation.
Pour la nation.
At Gros Caillou.
Cursed. Where are they holding their prisoners?
They do not have Charlotte and the Dauphin.
Excuse me.
It is the truth. The king had gotten wind of your plans. Automats from Versailles slaughtered the kid. By now, the children will have been reunited with their father.
Mon Dieu. Then it is from the clutches. I fear that such an undertaking is, although there is no question.
Goodbye, Monsieur.
He did in the end. God knows how he tricked the Countess into letting him in.
That's true. Our Countess was a highly suspicious woman. But why did he want to harm her?
No doubt it was because of those old rumours. As crazy and poor as she was, it seems that she kept a small treasure hidden under her bed. All that remained of her aristocratic life, it seems.
Right by the fortress. He's a dutiful man.
Citoyen Lavoisier.
What can I do for you, Aid?
I found the powder. It is at the Bastille.
Ah, what good news. Is it in good condition?
Here is the lettre de cachet that had Monsieur de
Mon Dieu! Aegis! My queen, don't!
You're safe, madame.
Mon Dieu. Why did this abomination...
I do not...
Bon sang. The kid not... He wouldn't... Fine. As for me, Gabrielle, no. Leave us, Aegis.
Very well, madame. Me to protect her. It's gone.
Mistake, madame. It is science. which we owe to the work of the Count, and which will soon be made known to the entire world.
Man of action, provincial lawyer that you are. Monsieur, I rest my case.
Very well. Monsieur, we must now make our decision. May each of us respect this decision and set aside our personal interests for the sake of peace and the common good. Who among you approves the appointment of the Marquis de Lafayette?
Take, mesdames, it is science, which we owe to the work of the Count, and which will soon be made known to the entire world. Take, mesdames, it is science, which we owe to the work of the Count, and which will soon be made known to the entire world.
The court bows before the Marquis de Lafayette, Lieutenant Général du Royaume.
Louis de Bourbon, former King of France, in the name of King Henri, fifth of his name, in light of the innumerable crimes of which you have been found guilty, this extraordinary royal court sentences you to the ultimate atonement. The sentence will be carried out on the hour. In its great mercy, the court will now hear your last words.
My loyal subject, since you must lead a lamb to the altar, since you must offer a sacrifice to this new France that you intend to found, I will be that sacrifice. How dreadful this world is, where beauty is doomed to fade and flesh decays. I found no consolation in this world. I vainly thought I was giving our souls the gift of immortality beyond our mortal bodies. The Grim Reaper was my sworn enemy. Influenced by the most awful of men, I believed that the genius of machinery could overcome death itself. Alas, I have lost this fight, and am branded with the mark of murderer. Life, even more than the crown, was heavy for me to bear. I have suffered too long under the thumb of nature, which I despised. As a child, I saw my older brother die. I lost my father in the prime of his life, and then my mother, who was even younger. My beloved daughter did not live a year. As for my son, the first of my heirs, I unknowingly gave him to drink from a poisoned cup. I mourn the death of these poor souls daily. My death will not unite us, of this I am certain. For I, in my misery, have lost the support of my faith. So, executioner, lay me down on this board, Vertu. I will sleep now. Sleep at last, and not to dream.
ステーション